so Ashish, first let me welcome you and let me thank you for this interaction.
Thank you very much, sir. I feel very much honored, and I also want to express my deep gratitude to sir that you
Okay.
arranged this nice interaction for us. I also have watched your sir many lectures on YouTube, like the interview questions for PSUs for like fluid mechanics, thermodynamics, IC engines, and
Wonderful.
also the mock interviews for many PSUs, sir.
Okay,
Those are
great.
very helpful.
Okay, so Ashish, let me also congratulate you because today we are sitting here for the interaction because you have got selected in BPCL, that is a campus placement, and
Yes,
you
sir.
are presently in the final semester of prestigious NIT Bhopal, and in the campus you've got very prestigious job in Bharat Petroleum, so that is BPCL. So this entire interaction is going to be in that direction, Ashish. So we want first you to tell us briefly about you. In that you can tell from which part of India you are and then how you landed up in NIT Bhopal. So that very brief introduction, whatever you want to
Yes,
tell
sir.
about you.
Sure, sir. Sir, my name is Ashish Agarwal, and I belong to the city of music Gwalior from Madhya Pradesh. So, in my 10th, after my high school, I started preparing for my JEE preparation in
Okay.
class 11th and 12th. But I could not clear at that time, so I took a drop in after 12th, and then I got into the NIT Bhopal, sir. And I choose to be a mechanical engineering
Okay.
profession.
So if I ask you, Ashish, about NIT Bhopal, how is the placement in mechanical department? If I can ask you that.
Sir, if we talk about the placement scenario of this year, it is very much good. Means out of in my class there are almost 180 plus students, and
Okay.
almost 150 students have got their placement till now.
So there are 180 mechanical engineers in your class,
Yes, sir.
and out of that, you 150 are placed. Huh?
Yes, sir.
So that is wonderful. So crazy placements are going on.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Acha, what kind of typical companies are recruiting the students? I mean, for mechanical engineers, if I say, how can you divide the companies? I mean, इस तरीके की core companies, non-core companies, data science की कैसी company आती हैं, आशीष?
Yes, sir. Sir, the placement college for final year begins in around mid of July.
Okay.
So for like IT company, like for those who are in the soft core, like for ECE and computer science, their placement started from that only.
Okay.
From July only. For
Hmm.
if we talk about for mechanical core companies, they start coming from mid September or August end.
Hmm.
But those companies, those who came in like July or August also, they also give the opportunity for many branches like mechanical, electrical. So
Hmm.
mechanical engineering students can also sit in them.
Hmm. अच्छा आशीष आपने अभी
And
प्लेसमेंट बीट हाँ प्लीज गो हेड
yes, sir. And also, like if we talked about the data science companies, so there are many companies like EXL and like Future First. These many companies, so they also these kind of companies also provide the mechanical engineers to allow, and like or the IT companies like Wipro, TCS, Infosys, and many other new startups which are other IT hub based. They are also promoting all the branches, allowing all the branches. So means very vast opportunities are here, sir.
So Ashish, normally students prefer what kind of companies? Obviously, PSU student will prefer they are the best companies for you to enter. But otherwise, if I talk about private companies which are coming to your campus, student, what is the first preference of students? Which kind of profile and which kind of companies? I mean, core, non-core. What is the preference?
Sir, first it depends upon the like mental preparation of the student. Those who are already preparing for like soft core companies like IT branches, those who are already doing the coding from like second year and third year, they will prefer to go with the code that companies only
Hmm.
like Deutsche Bank and Morgan Stanley and Oracle and Samsung,
Financial
Airtel
company
like that.
also.
Yes, sir, financial companies. But
Okay.
like those who have mainly focused on those who have in
Right.
second year, third year core background, they
Hmm.
prefer to go with like companies like Hero, Maruti Suzuki, Reliance,
Hmm.
and Caterpillar like that.
मतलब जो मैकेनिकल की तैयारी कर रहे हैं गेट वेट की तैयारी कर रहे हैं अदरवाइज
Yes,
तो
sir.
दे विल गो फॉर कोर दे आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर कोर अदरवाइज जो शुरू से फाइनेंशियल कंपनीज वगैरह का प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं दे गो फॉर दैट राइट सो
Yes,
सो
sir. But one thing is that these core companies have very less vacancies, like almost 3 to 4 or sometimes 1 to 2 students they select finally. So students also sometimes like I was got initially placed in Wipro because last year placement scenario was not good. So I just thought to sit in placement of Wipro, like for checking the placement, my placement preparation, and
mm,
having some mock preparation. But
mm,
somehow or other, I got selected in Wipro.
mm,
But I was preparing for my like core companies from
mm,
2 years.
mm, Acha, Ashish, now those students who are in BTech, I mean second year, third year students, if they are listening to you, so what is your advice to them? How they should prepare so that they get good placements? What preparation for placement is to be done?
Yes, sir. Sir, since now I have set in the placement, I have got selected in Wipro as well as now in the BPCL. So if I talk about these like companies for placement, first thing that we should have good communication skill, like which always prefer, which is always recommended,
Mm,
and which we learn also, like we interact with many juniors. First we learn in our first year, then we interact with juniors. So first thing I focused on my communication skill.
mm,
Then some of the skills which are required, there are some requisite skills which are required for those profile companies.
mm,
Like for core mechanical companies, we should be uh, thorough with our core subjects, three to
mm,
four core subjects,
mm,
interview questions, and
mm.
also the aptitude and reasoning we should practice.
Mhm. Acha, when you said communication, Ashish, what do you mean by that? Communication is, do you think only English you should be knowing? Because there are
No,
students from Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, they're not very comfortable with English. So,
sir,
कैसे तैयारी?
by means, sir, by communication, I means that how easy I am able to explain
Express
them what
yourself.
I
Express
express
yourself.
yourself. Yes, sir. And I,
Mm,
sir, if I talk honestly, I was also not very good in communication. Like till my 12th, I used to even have stage fear.
mm,
But when I came in my college, I used one thing was sure that I have to give up my this prejudice and stereotype,
yeah.
because there everyone is unknown to me. So I have to
Mm,
present. I don't have to fear.
सही है.
So, and even also book read, like I used to do book reading, some of the book reading with my seniors and friends. So
Mm,
the words or kind of vocabulary that is used in it, and when we discuss with them, that also helps us to increase our communication skill. So
mm.
like it's interaction is the main thing. We can communicate with the people,
Communicate with others and socialize with others, talk to
socialize with others,
others.
and not to
And
others.
the
Yes,
college is
sir.
the best place where you can do this.
Yes, sir.
That is wonderful. Now, Ashish, coming to your interview part, if you can share briefly with us, Wipro का selection process क्या था and BPCL का selection process क्या था? Did they go for written exam and then interview or what?
Yes, sir. Sir, for Wipro, it came out for in mid-September around. So there was a online test for
Mm,
Wipro.
mm,
So there were some objective questions,
mm,
like for which is for that coding profile,
mm,
and so they selected some of the students.
mm,
Around 30 students they selected after
mm,
that written test,
mm,
and from that 30 selected students, they finalized almost 25 after the interview.
mm.
Most of those who were qualified written, they were selected in the interview of Wipro.
Okay.
So they ask basic questions like why you want to why you want to join Wipro. You are a core mechanical engineering student, so why you want to switch?
Mm-hmm.
And would you able to learn the programming languages like that? And some of the normal HR questions
Mm-hmm.
were there.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
So,
for
mm,
yes, sir.
and what about BPCL?
Yes, sir. And somehow, sir, I joined Wipro, but after that, I was continuously preparing for my GATE examination,
Mm,
GATE 2022.
mm,
So yes, by God's grace, like the BPCL came in our campus, having dream status.
mm,
So I was having good pointer, sir.
mm,
My pointer was 9.1 till
mm,
seventh semester.
mm.
So we 30 students were shortlisted
Okay.
for round interview, and
Mm,
out of so in first interview, it was, we can say, mixture of technical and as well as HR based interview.
okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. So it was my first interview, core company interview, sir. So they
Mm-hmm.
asked the normal question, tell me about yourself.
Mm,
Then, and I was preparing for that. And when I got to know that I have shortlisted for Wipro, so around I dedicated my 2 weeks, 2 weeks for BPCL.
mm,
And even that time also there was GATE examination on
mm,
13th February.
mm,
So I have to manage both the BPCL preparation and the as well as the GATE examination.
mm,
So sir, that was some challenging time. So yes, I called all my seniors,
mm,
friends who have experienced previous. So I also try to find out my hidden potential, because sometimes it happens, sir, we ourselves are not able to identify that what qualities we have.
That's true.
So I contemplated on myself that what activities I have done in my last 2 to 3 years, good activities, and I framed the questions, HR questions myself, and try to write down my own experiences and thoughts. So
Okay.
it really helped me in my first interview. It was HR based question. HR based what was your how, tell me about yourself, tell me about your family background. And like in technical question, it was what is the value of enthalpy of vaporization of water at 100 degrees Celsius. So, sir, it was based on our projects, training, internship, what we write in our personal data form, we filled in it. That was questions. And in the last, there was question. In first round, I am talking about, would you like to go for higher studies? So, yes, sir, I said that right now I do not have any plan for higher studies. But if the company wants, and I believe in learn while earn, so if the company wants, I can learn that required skills and technology. But right now, I want to do the job.
So, did they ask you about Wipro job? No.
No, sir, they did not ask about it.
So
They
there
asked
were
about the.
two rounds in BPCL, right? HR and technical.
Sir, first was the HR, mixture of HR and technical.
Okay.
First round. Then second was the psychometric test.
Okay.
And then third round was the physical interview, which we, and out of those 30 students, 10 students were shortlisted after first round, and they were called in Mumbai for physical interview. Yes, sir.
तो वो जो फिजिकल इंटरव्यू था वो टेक्निकल था या एचआर था या दोनों था?
No, sir, it was competency based test.
Okay.
It was not technical. It was competency based test, means they are checking the competency of a student for that particular profile, management trainee profile.
Okay.
So it was.
How did they check?
Yes, sir. So it was, we can say, HR based questions only, but not normal HR based question like tell me about your weakness or strengths. For personally me, those questions were not there. So sir, first it was my first interview. Like I was the first to give the interview. So there were two very senior officials, like for physical interview, and one ma'am. So I was very serious. So first they made me very comfortable. They shake the hand and asked like, how was your journey to BPCL and your stay at hostel? So all these things they asked. So I feel very comfortable. And after that, I started replying all the answers with very positive manner. So first question was based on major project, sir. So I told about my 3D printing major project. So they come first. They means keep on asking several cross questions from that field. Like there is 3D, there is printer which prints the image in 3D, and how is that printer is different from your 3D printer?
Okay.
First question they asked. So sir, I have to convince them like that 3D printer is one which converts the CAD data into a real life product.
Okay.
And that 3D printer is. Then they asked what changes you have made in your 3D printer. Like what was it? So I told that I have increased the Nusselt number of that liquefier used in 3D printer. So then they asked how will you sell your this product to the companies, 3D printing companies? How will you made trust on your product? So I told them that first of all I will prove that the life cycle of my 3D printer has increased by the changes I made in it in my major project. So they will feel trust on them, and I would justify them. And for marketing, I may use the social platform like that. So these kind of questions they were asking, and also asked what was your role in your project, and how many students were there in your project. So I told them there are 4 students, one of my close friend. So they keep on asking the several cross questions from it, sir. Then.
Okay, so from their project they asked you questions.
Yes, sir. For almost 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but based on their project.
So did they also ask you HR question or something?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What were the HR question they asked in the?
Sir, yes. First question they asked after the project was what was the most challenging for you thing in the till now, and how you achieved it. So, sir, like this, I replied almost all of the HR questions based on my lifestyle, till which I was following during my last 3 years lifestyle management. So sir, I live in an atmosphere which in which we have to rise early in the morning, and I was not having this habit previously early. So when I got into my second year, I connected with such a club, Inspire Minute Club, where we have to rise early in the morning and we do mantra meditation. So this was really challenging for me to change my habit in first year to this in second year.
Okay.
So I told them about this, that I rise early in the morning about 4:35 a.m. and do mantra meditation. Then they asked about how it benefited you, what was motivation for you to do this. Yes,
Okay.
sir. So, yes, sir. Then I told them that after spending almost 1 to 5 years, I can feel some changes in myself. That there sometimes comes the adverse situation. We sometimes feel low, high. So how we that mantra meditation helps us remain stable in those kind of situations.
Okay.
And also when I was rising early in the morning, so I was getting sufficient time, like to give myself. Generally, when we rise late, so we have to rush in our activities, whatever what the atmosphere is forced us to do. But when we rise early in the morning, we can dedicate some of our 2 to 3 hours for ourselves and also plan our whole day. So I told all these activities to them and justified them. Then after the asked another question, any situation in which you feel difficult to adjust or adopt. So sir, I was also in my NCC club, NCC Minute Club. So where I have attended one camp, CATC camp. So sir, I shared one of the event of there that so see almost 200 students are there and very limited washrooms are there, and we all have to rise like around 5:30 and 6. If they all rise at the same time, so there will be very chaotic. So that rising early habit made me very adjustable here, that I was already rising 4 a.m. here. So I was, and when all was sleeping, so I finished all my personal activities like rising and getting fresh and getting ready before the others are rising for arranging on the for getting ready on the field for our morning activity in NCC camp. So that I set them in my difficult situation.
Okay, Ashish, what kind of exam is a psychometric test?
Sir, in psychometric test, it was a second round. So if I want to tell the practical, like suppose I have done a project with my friends, major project. So most of the questions, the question is same, but they asked from the different angle. That same question, whether my reply in that question is same or different. Like suppose during by doing the major project, how your friends describe you, that you run out of time, that you are energetic and you inspire others, you feel और you are मीन्स आप जो टाइम लिमिट है मतलब उसको रन कर उस पे एक्सटेंड उसको एंड टाइम लिमिट तक ही आप सॉल्व कर पाते हो. So and that same question they ask from different example. Okay. So this kind. Yes,
so
sir.
You should not bluff. You should be honest in that, right?
Yes, sir. So we should answer honestly in psychometric test.
That's the best way to do that.
Yes, sir.
That was wonderful, Ashish. So anything else you want to tell students?
Thank you very much, sir. In last, I want to share that whatever about internship, training, or projects we write in our personal data form or resume, we generally prepare the interview questions for that, but we should also prepare the observational questions or the practical life questions for that. Like if I am writing about automobile engineering or IC engine, so some of the observation questions are like why the tires are black or why the steering wheel is circular.
Okay.
So these are the some observational based questions. There can be many, so one should also prepare for them.
Okay.
And second thing, sir, I would like to share that when we hear such interactions, we generally feel that I do not have much capability like that. How will I able to go in these kind of companies? But I believe, sir, everyone has some hidden potential. Yes. So one should search for it. And there is also one shlok in Bhagavad Gita. I personally read that Matra Sparshastu Kanteya Shitoshna Shukdukda Agam Apayano Nitya Tam Titikshashu Bharata. Means whatever we sometimes have good situations, bad situations, but these are like the summer and winter season. So we should not get affected by them and continue doing our efforts. And that will surely, the result may delay, but we will surely get the results, sir.
That's sure. That's perfectly, the situation students are into, because cyclic, the good phases, bad phases, and students get demoralized in bad phases, and they should keep on pushing. They should persevere. That was a wonderful, interaction, Ashish, and lot of, good things you have told students how they can proceed forward. Very good experience, HR questions you have shared with them, and I'm very sure they will keep on preparing on these lines. Keep pushing effort forward. Keep pushing themselves forward. That is something which is required. So now let me again congratulate you for getting two jobs. And both very prestigious jobs. And Ashish, let me again thank you for the time you spared for this interaction.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, I do not know how you get so much time for all of us, for all students. Like you remain so busy, but still you get time for all of us. I don't know. And while preparing for GATE examination, also, like you were teaching for 8 to 9 hours for that GATE modules in on live, like Saklani sir, Vishal sir, and you.
And
So that
Peter
really
models,
motivates.
right?
Yes, sir. That
Yeah,
NPTL modules.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that were very motivating, sir. I
Hmm.
really appreciate this much
Chalo,
effort
great.
of YourPedia for students community. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you for your appreciation, Ashish, and all the very best.
Thank you very much, sir.